everybody, welcome to the Black Sheep Props channel. I'm Steve, and I'm here to teach you the tips, tools, techniques, and materials for building your very own super cool EVA foam props. Now, in our last episode, making an EVA foam exploding gel gun, part 1, we started going through this whole monster build. And I mean monster because there's a lot of details in it, very much puzzle-like we talked about. A lot of stuff you have to layer up, leave things sticking out, leave recesses, then cut it out afterwards, and it's got to go together in the right order too, but super easy. So now in this episode, making an EVA foam exploding gel gun part 2, we're going to trudge through the whole rest of the build. We're going to knock everything out. It's going to go down perfectly. Ooh, yeah, check it out. It's going to be good. All right, so enough of me yapping. If you're ready to hit it, let's make something. All right, now we've got this piece on a 3/4 inch piece of foam that we need to cut out. So we're gonna rip this out on the bandsaw real quick. All right, there we go. Check that out. That is pretty cool. That's gonna come in. Wow, very cool. All right, we're gonna heat seal this before we glue it. Because it's hard to slide foam into foam once the contact cement dries, we are going to come in here with super glue. So let's do this. Let's make a line right there and a line right there. All right, there's the 3 places we need to super glue right there. Wet super glue in there and it'll slide in and then it'll bond. Okay, there we go. We cut our piece. Now we're going to come through here. Very easy. We're just going to cut straight through like that on the 2 dots that we made. Just like that. All right, see that? Red on both sides. Just like that and just like that. Now that side needs some, that needs some, and that needs some. There, now all 3 sides have it on there. Now we can come in here nice and tight, get it in there. Just like that. All right, there we go. There's the 2 pieces right in there. So they stuck to the back, to the bottom, and to the inside. All right, now what we've got here is, see these tiny little foam rivets right there? We got those by using a regular hole puncher. All right, let's get a glove on. Dip it in, get the back wet, just like that. Come over to this side, put it down. All right, there we go, check it out. Then we're gonna flip it around, do the same thing on this side. On that side and on that side. All right, now we're gonna begin making the piece that sticks out of the top of our prop. And it's see those little marks on there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those 6 pieces. So we're gonna cut all these into separate pieces and we're gonna bevel the edges. All right, there we go. There's all 6 pieces. Really easy. And now we're going to slightly round off the edges. So when we stick 2 pieces together, there's kind of a little bit of an indent on the side. So we're going to get out our dust mask. All right, there we go, round it off. All right, there we go. We've got both sides rounded. Now, when we come in and we stick this together, see how it's got that nice little detail? It's got kind of a little recess right there, and it's going to happen all the way through the rest of them. So we're going to go to the next one, do the same thing, round all the edges, and we're just... All right, there we go. See that? We rounded all the edges off because we want it to be a cylinder, but we want those little grooves in between each piece. So just like that. All right, now these two pieces will hit. All right, there we go. Give this a couple minutes till it dries, and then we'll stick it together. All right, now what we're going to do is when we bring this in and we stick it on there like that, it's going to look like that. Corner to corner, just like that. Now we know. All right, there we go. Give it a few minutes. Stick that right in the middle like so. All right, there we go. Look at that. Okay, now what we're going to do is this. We're going to take our Dremel and we're going to make rivet marks in all these corners. Nice. All right, there we go. We've got all of our little details on that side and on that side. Wow, is that cool. All right, now we're gonna do our handle. And what we need is we need 2 3/4 inch thick foam. So we're gonna come in here and bulk up like we always do with a 2 and a 3/4, just like that. So we're gonna get these stuck together. Gonna tighten up the side before we glue. All right, there we go. Give it a few minutes and then bam, contact. Just gonna come in. All right, there you go. We've got our 2 3/4 inch thick handle. Holy smokes, look at that. That's a big piece of foam. And we try. All right, here we go. Now we're gonna do what we always do. We're gonna raise our guard just a little bit above our piece, about a 1/2 inch above our piece or so. We're gonna lock it down. Never have your fingers headed towards the blade. Always have them on the outside. All right, look at that. Whoa, that is a one thick handle right there. Okay, now what we did was we bulked up this to 2.5 inches, which somehow we messed up in our calculating, and that's way thicker than we need. So we've got a 1 inch measurement and we've got a 1.5 inch. Looks like we'd be pretty good with a 1.5. So we're gonna go ahead and we're going to cut this off so that we've got a 1.5 inch handle, which will be much better. All right, that's much better, 1.5 inch. And once we round the edges off, it's gonna fit good in our hand. Nice. All right, now what we did is we drew these angled lines and we're gonna knock those corners off so that the handle is tapered. So we've got the shape we want and it's tapered to get thinner at the front. That is exactly what we wanted. All right, so you can use the template, But all you need to do is make it as thick as you want it for your hand, and then when you're done getting it as thick as you want it for your hand, slightly taper the front a little bit, and it's gonna be sweet. All right, now we're gonna bust out the Dremel and we're gonna tear the edge of this up all the way around the whole thing so we can round it off. All right, now we've got our beast bit, our super rough bit out. Now we're gonna tear the edge of this up. All right, nice. All right, now we're gonna take off the rough bit. We're gonna come in with our smoother bit now. All right, look at that. Ooh, man, that is tight. I'm gonna take some more of this off. Ooh, look at that. Man, that's a mess. So that's why you wear your dust mask. Do not Dremel without your dust mask. All right, look at that. Ooh, man, that's nice and contoured. That is a nice handle. All right, let's take 5. Let's clean this mess up and let's move on. All right, now we're gonna get our 220 out and we're going to start to clean it up a little bit. Oh yeah, that smooths it out. Now we're gonna come in with the 320. Beautiful. Wow, is that smooth. My goodness. Now you know what we do after we sand and we Dremel. Look at that. It was a great big thick piece with a hard sharp edge all the way around our pattern. We came in with the super rough bit. We tore the heck out of it to chew off a lot of the corner. Then we came in with the smoother bit and we shaped it a little more finesse. Then we came in with our sanding sticks and hit it. Then we heat sealed it. Man, that is a nice handle. Okay, we're gonna come in with our X-Acto knife and we are going to all right, there we go. Okay, now we're going to round the edge. All right, there we go. We've got the top piece rounded. Now we're going to round the bottom off. By rounding off the edges, it's got a little bit of an indent now right in here, which is exactly what we wanted. Give it a few minutes. Nice. Give it a few minutes and then bam, contact. Okay, now what we're doing is we're cutting out these two little patterns that we're going to put on the side of the handle. So let's finish cutting this, then we'll Dremel the edges and we'll attach them. Okay, there we go. See that? We slightly tapered all the way around the edge of both pieces. See that? And we're going to line up our edge right there flush. And we're going to make sure that we line it up right inside of our Sharpie marks, just like that. There we go, look at that. Wow, really cool. Whoa, that feels good. Wow. All right, here we go. We're gonna begin to do our trigger assembly. Now we've got our 4 pieces. We've got these 2 that we're gonna sandwich together because we need to put a metal support inside the trigger, and then these 2 are gonna stick to the outsides. So what we're gonna do, like you've seen us do before, is we're going to put a little support inside the trigger. And so we went to the hardware store and we found a really thin piece of metal. It's actually from a plate hanger, but this looked like the perfect thickness that we want. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in and snip some of it off. And we're pretty straightened out. Now let's start our shaping. And then this is probably going to start bending right about there. Let's try this. All right, there we go. See that? Trace our wire with our silver Sharpie, just like so. All right, there's our trench right there in the middle that we're going to tear out with our Dremel. Let's try it out. There you go, just like that. Perfect. We're going to carefully line up just like that. Now we lay this down. There's our trigger with our little metal wire sticking up out of it, so our trigger is not floppy. Now we're going to come in with this piece. We're going to line it up at the top like that on both sides, and then we know when we cut it out, we're going to have exactly what we want. And there we go. See that? Flush right at the top, so we know we're exactly where we want to be. And now what we're going to do is we're going to knock this out on the bandsaw. All right, there we go. Check that out. Man, is that cool. Put our template over here. We need to cut off right there and right there. All right, check that out. Okay, we made a little bit of a mistake here. We sandwiched it in and we need to cut more of this off. All right, slight miscalculation. So now we can't go in with the bandsaw because we can't risk hitting that metal thing and having the bandsaw explode in our face. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in and we are going to use our X-Acto knife. There we go. All right, there we go. Much better. That's exactly where we were supposed to go. So this is going to come in and go right up in there. We probably don't need that much of our wire. Let's trim it just a little bit. All right. Nice. All right, now before we do that, we're going to round off some of this with our Dremel. All right, now we know that's where we're going to cement. That little hole right there, right here, is where we're going to drill. Okay, here we go. We've got our tiny little drill bit. We're going to come in right in the center mark that we made. Now this is going to come in and the wire is going to go right down inside there like that. Get the heck out of here. Look how cool that is. Oh, nice. All right. All right, there we go. Give it a few minutes. Perfect. Time to stick. We just feed our wire right into our little hole that we drilled. We line up our piece to make sure that it's centered where we want it, and it is. That is insane. Look at that. Wow. Very cool. Very cool. All right. And that brings the building portion of our prop to a close. That was too cool. All right. Now it's time to move into sealing it with black Plastidip and then painting it. All right. Wow. You saw it. Man, this thing went down perfectly. Super easy. Just take your time, measure, be careful when you're gluing, do your steps in order, and pow, you'll nail it. Turned out great. Love this thing. So that was it. Nice and easy. That concludes making an EVA foam exploding gel gun / launcher part 2. Hope you liked it. If you did, give us a like, share us with a friend, and subscribe to this channel, and together we're going to go step by step through a lot more super cool builds so that you get the props you deserve. Ooh, yeah. Thanks for coming. See you next time.